Hi guys, Berry Babe here, checking in. I hear ya. I guess it's time for me to come out of hibernation. And that's really kind of what I feel that I've done this past week. The weather turned cold and I have been fighting something. Goes in and out of my ears and up and down the back of my throat, and I've talked about my allergies being bad for the last couple months. And I usually get a cold when the weather changes. Get one in the spring, get one in the fall. And I love the fall. I love the crisp air. But it just knocked me on my butt this time. And then combine that with my disordered eating and everything that's gone on with that. It's been a week. I've not done much of anything. I just have been in bed with the covers pulled up, 3 blankets on, trying to stay warm, taking hot showers and drinking broth and other assorted crap. I did a crash and burn on the keto diet. My body really likes it in that it thrives without the carbs. However, because of my bariatric surgery, I really can't tolerate all that fat. So I've kind of shot myself in the foot, so to speak, in that if I do keto, I have to try to do it without the heavy level of fat, and then what's the point? And I also think I might have gotten into that deprivation mentality where I was so focused on never again, never again, never again. When was my next cheat day? Not healthy thinking, not healthy eating. So I went out with the girls last Friday and ate. I didn't eat strictly keto, but I would have been okay if I'd stopped. But I didn't stop. And once I got some carbs in me, then they just started calling to me. And so I decided I was going to do a round. Now, if you followed me for any length of time, you know that I have a hell of a time stopping loading. So I pretty much had a week of loading. So from my lowest LIW, which was 140 at the end of the fast, I'm up 20 pounds. Now, some of that is glycogen stores because I had none. So that's 5 to 7 pounds, and some of it's going to be fluid. But I'm never going to get a chance to get rid of it if I don't quit eating. And every day I wake up and I'd say, today will be the day that I'll get back on my ordered eating, and then I'll vlog. Well, I felt so lousy. Just really physically felt lousy. And then I did something, I ran into something and hurt my toe. Bruised it very badly. I have Flintstone feet. They're wide. I have short toes, high arches. And in my life, I barefoot a lot. I lived in North Carolina for a while. I was a real Tar Heel when I was a kid. But the second toes in have been broken so many times that they're just really not even connected much anymore. And I did something, caught it somehow, and so I could hardly walk at all for 3 or 4 days. So between the cold and being cold and not being able to walk and not having any place to go or anything to do, I just pretty much laid in bed and ate. Not without trying. Started out well again today. So, Lorelei, this should be a really good going to sleep vlog because it's slow paced and kind of melancholy. I just really felt like I needed to regroup, and I really did feel like if I took some time, I could get myself back on track. I don't know, I end up, it feels like head games, but at the time that I'm making the plan, it feels real. It feels like it's a possibility. And I miss you guys that vlog all the time on the days you don't vlog. You know, Jennifer, there was no vlog yesterday. It's like, where is she? And so I know that when I don't vlog, for those of us that are here a lot, it leaves a hole. I sometimes think that I share too much, and I don't know whether I pull back because of that. I don't think I present myself as being perfect in what I do, but good news vlogs are certainly more fun than woe is me, I'm full of crap, literally, vlogs. You know, to come on and do a low energy vlog, it's really not much fun for anybody to watch. And I know that I have support, but sometimes, you know, I know people who've turned off their comments because even though they would like support, having to accept advice or you can do it or let's go, pick yourself up, get going. You know, when you're as old as I am, you've said it to yourself over and over and over. I always felt like I had a thing with my mother, who's gone now. I would love for her to be around to nag me, but when she would finally say something to me, I would snap back at her because I had been saying it to myself over and over and over. So then when she voiced it, it just was like the last straw, and she would catch the rage. And it really wasn't rage at her, it was rage at myself for being so stupid or out of control. So I am very human. I've never, I don't think, pretended, although when things are humming, it's so easy to believe that things are going to stay good. Which is one of the reasons keto appeals to me, because to not have that pull. Now, one of the things that the people that are heavy duty into it, the professional people, say that you really should not be playing games with almond pancakes and Splenda stevia milkshakes and things that aren't real whole food. You should eat your meat and your green leafy vegetables and put butter on everything and drink your bulletproof coffee, and that should be good for you. The cravings will cease. But I've lived my whole life in the carbs, and times lived for the carbs. And I was even getting back to that, okay, when's the next eating event? How are you going to handle it? I wish I could just relax. I wish I could get to the point where I don't have to be hypervigilant. I don't have to super plan. I don't have to put a governor on myself. Because when I started putting in the things with artificial sweetener, the lack of pull to the carbs, there was interest in staying in the sweet. And it really, I made those pork rind waffles, and that just did me in. I still am smelling the fat in my skin. It's dissipating, but I felt like I smelled like a pork rind. I mean, I was having trouble being around myself. However, carbs and fat have a similar digestive effect. So on top of everything else, you know, I'm still running to the bathroom. Now once I get back into my ordered eating, then I'll get constipated, so I can't seem to win. So where do we go from here? Well, I'm doing oral HCG, RX HCG. I had a couple of vials left, and I've ordered another 10 because I'm not going to Florida. I'm not leaving home without my HCG. You know, when I said to the plastic surgeon, what if I put on 40 pounds, he couldn't comprehend. If I called him right now and said, you know, I'm up 20 pounds, I don't think he'd believe me. And he wanted me back in six weeks because I think he wants to see all the progress I've made, or if I'm still skinny, or if I got fat, and I'll be back there by the time I go there toward Thanksgiving. But all the gymnastics that I've done in the meantime, I'm not exercising because on HCG you don't exercise. And I have to laugh, I don't think I ever told you, when I was in the exam room and we were pulling and pulling and pulling and pushing, and my skin was so dry. The skin was just, I had like snow in the air. I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so used to doing HCG that I don't use lotion because HCG 2.0 says you can use lotion, but I got so out of practice using the lotion. It was kind of embarrassing, and I don't think of it all that often. And one of the girls talked about putting oil on before you shower. I think it's a girl called SJ's Journey. She's had gastric sleeve. And I went and bought some aloe gel baby oil or something. And then I thought, I have all those jars of old coconut oil up in the cupboard. I bought a new one, but I still have all the old ones from 2 or 3 years ago when I was doing Chocolate Delight. I should just be warming that up and using that. But I haven't been doing any of that either. So I made it quite far today before it fell off. So, I saw 160.5 this morning. So I had wanted 150. I didn't want to be in the 150s. Well, now I've seen the 160s. And what's so bizarre to me is that previously at 160, I would be celebrating. But now at 160, I'm 20 pounds over where I want to be. It's like my body's feeling alien again. I don't want to be here. So damn it, get down to business and get back to where you belong. I see the allergist tomorrow. And I predicted that I would be healthy by the time, it's my 1 year. I have to go every year. And I've used 2 whole bottles of extract, which is a lot, because I've had so many problems. And they mix your extract before you even meet with the doctor, and then they add things to it. But I don't think this last batch I think there was something wrong with it, or it wasn't a right fix, or there's something that's blooming that didn't before, because I've been having troubles since late summer. But I figured my ears will be clear, my nose will be clear, my throat will be clear, and there won't be anything to see. I'm still feeling like the old people would say, puny. But I need to get up and get out. We're going to DC in a couple weeks, and I want to be ready for that. Now I'm worrying about how I'm going to eat in DC. Jesus, it just seems like I just can't live my life. But I don't want to live my life fat, so I have to remain diligent. So I'm almost out of time. I have no idea what tomorrow will bring. When you listen to me pissing and moaning, just remember that you asked for it. You wanted an update. And I'm not asking for advice. I know what I need to do. I know I can do it, and I'll do it when I'm ready. So thank you all for being there and caring so much to hear what I have to say. Bye for now.